This is a test of the Boundary Park alert system. Hello and welcome to Latics Football Phone-In. Me, Matt Dean. As you can see, there's no Dave Bradley. So it's a bit like Sue Cook has pulled out. If any of you want to leave now, kind of thing. Sorry about the video. I'm a bit bright as well. I have to sit back. It's a bit better. I'm at home rather than at the studio. So we're going amateur hour today. But I think you can see, I think it's York, in it, in the background. So that's the aim. That's the aim. York. All we've got to do is beat Halifax. We've got to do a Yorkshire double and Wembley away. It's a very, very different show tonight. This is an end of the season where the season's not over, which is very, very unusual. Let's see what we've got here. Martin, good evening, gents. Greetings all from Jax. How have you already got your York ticket? Well, it's not what you know, it's who you know. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm just going to sit here and wait now with all the other mannequins waiting for us to beat Halifax. Yeah, got tickets. Looks like it's going to be a big, big crowd. Jack says, let's pack the sod, which I think he means the ground. Hiya, James. So anyway, listen, I've already got two people lining up. You can guess one of them, but we'll leave him for a little bit later. Everyone likes a little bit of Ibby to look forward to, but we'll crack on with Dane. Hello, Dane.
Hello, Matt. How you doing, bud?
I'm good. How are you? I like your top.
Yeah, I dug this out. I've been looking for this for a long time at my dad's. It was buried under all the other many coats on the rack, so I'll give it a little wash. And yeah. I think it's from the Premier League days, but barely worn. So yeah, I'm very happy with it.
Smart. That very, very nice.
Got the mug as well. Going full fan mode tonight.
Absolutely. And is that a contender for Wembley? That top?
Fingers crossed. So we've got to believe that we can at this stage. It's the main thing. Just positivity. We're not the favourites, admittedly, but it's rare that favourites don't always win it, and we're as good a shot of anybody at this stage now.
Do you think not being favourites works in our favour, if anything?
I think it's marginal.
Or does that not matter?
Marginal either way at this level. I feel the main thing for us is the support of the fans going into this. Like I say, just get everyone. I've already got 2 tickets on top of my own. Got my sister coming who's not been for many years. I've got one of my mates who's an Arsenal fan. So after getting beat last night, I'm going to take him to some real football at the Boundary Park next week, seeing what winning looks like.
Well, hopefully. I think that's the thing. I think that's the thing with these games and these occasions is, you're always going to, obviously, you're going to get your hardcore who are there come rain or shine, no matter how good or bad things are. But let's be perfectly honest. Winning and success re-engages people that haven't been for a long time, doesn't it? And that's how, obviously, as you start to climb up I don't know, because I've never seen us climb up the divisions from this far down. But you start to gain momentum, you start gaining more fans, don't you? And I think if we could pack Boundary Park in the 5th tier playoff, that would be a tremendous achievement. Really, it would show the potential for the club. Imagine. I mean, we sold all those tickets yesterday. Imagine how many tickets we could sell if we were going into a League One playoff final.
Absolutely.
If that's the demand, it's moments like this you start to realise we know, you follow the club for a long time, you know the potential, but it's just, and that's why it's so nerve-wracking. I was at the fans forum last night with Mickey Mellon, and then mentioned, and it's the nerves. It's for fans, for everybody. It's a really, really tense time. Are you going into it predominantly with excitement or predominantly with nerves, or a bit of both?
I'm forcing myself to keep saying we're as strong as anyone else. And that's the mentality that I'm just going in with. Just going in Just
I mean, look,
not being negative.
I think the thing is with especially in this division, and it's an absolute killer because York have been the second best team in this division, and
So Wrexham.
they could do a Wrexham and finish like that and not go through and get beat by us in the semi final or get beat in the final, depending on what happens. But
Yeah,
it's unforgiving, and so even if you've been the second best team, you still go into it, even though you might be confident. There's still going to be the nerves there. You've done all the hard work all season. You've nearly got 100 points, and you've not made it. And I think the overwhelming feeling last night at the fans forum was one of optimism, and the fact that the season at large is done now. We can draw a line under it, and we've got a little mini cup run basically in order to get to Wembley. And it's a case of starting again, really. I just want to answer a question. I just want to answer a question here. Did anyone know what happened with Billy Waters? Yeah, he's injured, but they said last night at the fans forum that pretty much everyone should be back available, by the time the playoffs get going. Whether everyone will be 100% by next Wednesday, but I think there should be enough in the squad next Wednesday to beat Halifax, and then we've got another week's recovery for the big one against York.
Yeah. I am confident that we will win next Wednesday. I genuinely feel that if we were to get to that semi-final, that is probably then going to be the hardest game. But I was there against York a few weeks ago, and we held our own in that second half. And I think, the other side of that draw, maybe we were worried about Southend. I didn't want them to come in late on like they did with that sort of momentum. I'd rather have obviously Gateshead gone through with it. But either way, we've got to beat the man who beat the man, so to speak. So, excuse me. Who would you like to see back in the squad in terms of current injured players?
For me, when it comes to York, speaking optimistically, I'm confident that we'll be able to, that we can beat Halifax. Having said that, anything can happen. So it's not a foregone conclusion by any stretch. But
no,
I think with we can beat Halifax with who we've had available for recent the recent run. I would very much like to see Norwood back in the box for at least the last 15 minutes of the York game and making an appearance at Wembley. I think if you get one chance, and I think it's going to be tight. It's been 1-1 the last 3 times we've played at York. I think the York, if we do get through, it'll be tight, and it's just going to come down to who does that chance drop to.
We need him. If Saturday was anything to go by, Jürgen Nathan threw 1-on-1, Fondot threw 1-on-1.
Yeah.
Straight at the keeper, and that's unfortunately not being negative. But yeah, I agree with the Norwood. If he's fit, wouldn't start him, but worth throwing him on for the last third of the game, last quarter of the game. I'd really like to see Manny back, even just to go straight in. I know he's not played for a while, but I think he's very, very solid at the back. I think Ogle's only just come back, so obviously he's fit again. Caprice as well, would love to see Caprice come back.
Not going to happen though, is it? He's been on the operating table. He's
done,
he's done for this season. Yeah. Somebody else who won't be back, and thoughts and prayers with Dave Bradley is Alex Reid. Based on the comments from Mickey Mellon last night, he was asked, if Reid's available and if he'll be back in the squad, and Mickey said he's putting his faith in the players that have got him this far. Which he didn't say, no, I'm not picking Alex Reid, but what he said was, I've put my faith in these players. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. And it was basically saying, well, the players that have got me here are the players that are going to be in the squad. So
that's fair. Yeah, I don't agree that he should have been out all season, but at this stage, there's no point bringing him back.
I mean, Simon. It's got a good point. Garner, he did play really well. He won a load of headers. He held the ball up well.
Crafty man.
Crafty. He's very crafty. I mean, Garner wins you a penalty. James Norwood comes on and scores it. Although obviously Garner scored it. But I was just thinking, like Norwood, you can just see him, can't you? Like you said about a 1-on-1 at Wembley. He's
still the guy that you want it to be.
He's the guy because he's been there before. He's done it before. It's not like oh my god, I'm 1-on-1 at Wembley and your ass goes like, and that's the thing. Like with the FA Cup semi-finals and stuff that they're all at Wembley now, and City have been at Wembley like 30 times. It's such a massive advantage to teams that play there all the time. If you don't play there all the time, you're overwhelmed. It's Wembley, and that is, and that's I'm talking about. Even teams like Notts Forest and Villa, and you've got international players who are used to playing big games and that. But for our lads and lads in this division, getting to Wembley is absolutely huge. And
I think even most of the guys that have been promoted have not done it via the playoffs, apart from Norwood, the likes of Raglan, Conlon. I'm not sure if Manny went up, but anyway, they went up as sort of automatic spots. So yeah, that's obviously a worry with everyone on. But yeah, and then who would you? Does it matter who you would want to see on the other side? Would you rather play like a Dale if they got there, or is it irrelevant?
No, I like you say. I think beating York in the semi-final means you can beat anyone in the final, because I think York are the toughest team to beat. I think as a spectacle, I'd rather Southend got there because they'll take some fans with them.
Biggest crowd.
If we're going to Wembley, it would be nice that if there wasn't I think we'll take in the region of 20,000 probably to Wembley. Forest Green, Rochdale. They're rattling around in the other end, aren't they? They're not going to take that many. I think Southend did. But having said that, Southend aren't the team I'd want to play either.
No, you don't want to be up against the guys that are going in on the finish that they've had.
No, so look, I don't care. If we're there, then it means we've got to Wembley and we're one game from promotion. So whoever it is, we've got to beat them. So I'm not really bothered about that. There'll be loads of us there. We'll all have a great day. But it's losing in the playoffs is heartbreak. We've had it ourselves on 3 occasions, but we've never had the heartbreak of it happening in a final. So that's our one remaining heartbreak. Well, obviously we've had heartbreak of a cup final and semi-final defeat at Wembley. So it's one of them. It's absolute elation and joy if you do it, and it's heartbreak if you don't. And that's just what we've got. I've said this before. I've said this on the podcast throughout the season. We've got as we start moving up the leagues and we start getting better and more competitive, it's a different type of disappointment that we have to learn to deal with, because there's no guarantees, and you've got to be in it to win it, but you've also got to be in it to lose it. And hopefully, fingers crossed,
the experience is going to be good regardless.
The experience is vital for this team. Yeah. I think I was really, really impressed last night with Tom Conlon. I thought he was really, really well spoken. His what he said was well thought out. He'd listened and he was talking really, really well, and you can see why he's a leader amongst the squad. And one of his contributions was about the attitude of the players and about how they're all bang up for it now, how professional they are, how they're all turning up to training on time, and little things like that wasn't happening initially when he first joined the club. So there's been a transition in the attitude of the players at the club, which is really good to know. And teams take time to assemble, don't they? And you've got to have these characters.
That's one thing that, to their credit, I've not seen throughout the season, regardless of the results, where they've been as a unit. You haven't seen squabbles amongst themselves. They've always held it together well. And again, it's positive to see, because in years gone by, the biggest problem is there's just been no leadership from above. And now that stability is there at the top, and it's starting to flow throughout, and it's ultimately showing on the pitch now. So we've just got to be that little bit more patient. We've waited a long time, and if it's not to be this year, it's an experience for the next time out.
Well, it's galvanizing for the team. Disappointment just makes you more hungry. Missing out makes you more hungry. We've seen it time and time again in this division. I think if we don't go up in the playoffs this season, I think we'll be stronger for it next season. Like Barnet last season, they missed out, didn't they, in the playoffs last season, and they've gone up this season. Chesterfield went up last season, they missed out in the season before. Notts County, Wrexham. It goes on. It's one of those. It's one of those things, because you've got to build the character. And I think another great example of the character and the attitude and the togetherness is Mike Fondop's disciplinary record this season. He's been much better than he was last season. And I think that's part of his
completely
playing.
Channeled his energy into the crowd, which has been fantastic.
And it's meant that he's not let his team down, and he's not let his manager down, that he's not let the fans down by getting a silly red card, because we can't afford silly red cards. And on top of that, the amount of stick he gets, he's managed to maintain his discipline really, really well. So I think these are the things that we don't see every day or when we watch the game, but that having the stability of a manager who expects certain things, and a team of players and a captain and a group of professionals and senior professionals. I think the likes of Charlie Raglan and I just want to mention, someone's mentioned in here that Pett and Rossiter have been released, but Pett, experienced professional, Evans in and around the squad, experienced guy, and the attitude of the players that they bring in is really, really important. And we look around and we think, sometimes you look at a player who's available and he looks pretty handy, or he's had a good season, and you think, why haven't we signed him? Well, they've got to get the right blend of attitude and personalities into this. And sometimes the players that they might look good, but the word of the scouts and all that might be, he's not the right character for your dressing room, for what you're after, and things like that.
I'm happy with. Yeah, even though there's been the amount of players, but the ones in January are the ones that you just mentioned there, and Bimal as well, all across that midfield. I'd be very content with them for next season as well. I think that's shored up now and stronger than it was the previous season, when we really struggled in midfield. So again, it's all positive, it's all building, and if they're willing to, drop from the clubs that I can't remember each one where they're all at, but yeah, I'd be happy to be keeping them types of players for sure.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, Pett and Rossiter, not. I'd keep Pett. Not sure about Rossiter, because I think that
I agree.
That Conlon can do that. That can do that role, and he's better at it.
I think
Vimal, maybe. I think Jorgen Nathan might be happy to come on loan for a season if we were to get promoted to League Two. But he's a very good player. There's no.
He's only 19, isn't he?
Yeah, he's only 19. There's no way that he'll be making a permanent move. But it depends. Again, depends what he wants to do in his career. He might go back and be fighting for a place in Barnsley's team next season. He played for him this season already, and he saw. But look, we'll end up signing players next season. Some of which we maybe will know of. Some of which we've never heard of. And we'll have to keep building the squad. But yeah, I mean, hopefully next season, whichever division we're in, we'll use less players. We'll have a more settled, less injury ravaged squad than we've had this season, and we'll build on the success of some of the recruitment from this season. So it's optimistic. It's just a question of which division are we going to be playing in. What's your gut feeling before we move on to the next caller, Dan?
I think we'll beat Halifax. And from there, it would then probably be the hardest game. We get through York, I think we could win the whole thing. But I'd make York the favourites in the semis if we get there. Let's say that.
Oh, I think they'd have to be the home advantage. The other thing we've not spoke about is the 2-week gap that they've got without playing. And as we were coming towards the end of the season, I was hoping we were going to finish third for that reason. It was just one game from Wembley, but you do lose a bit of momentum, don't you? Like over Christmas when we had the games cancelled and Boxing Day and stuff, we lost a bit of momentum, didn't we? And it didn't do us any favours.
I'm not sure what their injury list is like, but I feel that would certainly benefit us that extra week to 2 weeks, because we've been plagued badly by injuries this year. Probably just because we're in that higher mix. It just happens. People push themselves, and more injuries is the result on that.
Yeah. Right. Well, listen, thanks for getting us off tonight, mate. Appreciate it.
No, anytime, guys. Thanks for part of it as always.
Enjoy the match next Wednesday.
Yep, you too, guys. See you soon.
Take care. See you later, mate. Brilliant. So yeah, we've got a big week next week, haven't we? One game, 90 minutes, or well, here we go. They've got to put this on. Oldham signing Alex Reid on a penis, 2-year deal in August. On a penis. Okay. Has anyone seen players that have been released from other clubs that we think we can sign for next season? I'll tell you, we'll ask about that. We'll ask Bin Man about that. Bin Man,
Hi, mate. You all right?
Yeah, you.
I am, thanks, mate. You're good.
Yeah. Good. So, Mickey Mellon's got us to where you expected him to get us at the very minimum.
Yes. Well, it's the bare minimum, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
You know, we shouldn't be finishing outside the playoffs, and we haven't. Of course, we're disappointed we haven't gone top, especially top three as well to get home advantage in the semis. But, you know, we are where we are. We haven't had a playoff in 18 years, so, you know, just have to pack round your park out, which we are, aren't we, next Wednesday. And I'm really confident next Wednesday. I think we'll beat them.
Yeah,
I really do.
That seems to be the vibe. So, crushing disappointment incoming.
No, we won't. We've already, you know, I don't know if if that Dave mentioned before. I'd got on a little bit after he come on, but we've beaten them twice this season at home.
Yeah.
I know we have, so and comfortably as well.
Yeah. Well, they didn't look. From what I've seen of Halifax on the telly and at Boundary Park and at their place, they're not special, are they? In fact, they're quite poor. So
yeah, they are. But you know, this is a cup match, you know, isn't it? Now it's like it is a cup match. That's what they are now, aren't they?
Yeah.
So you know, anything can happen, and I just don't want to get nearly enough a full house, Matt, and shit ourselves. You know, like we did against Kidderminster when we had the last time we had a decent crowd. So just
I mention that. I mentioned that last night to Mickey Mellon about the big occasion, getting to the players, and I mentioned Kidderminster. He did mention that a lot of the players who played in that game don't play for us anymore, and you know there's a lot of experience in the squad and stuff like that. So hopefully that will help, and also the atmosphere, because it's going to be like cup days of old, in it, and playoff days. Well, the atmosphere, I think, it's going to be superb next Wednesday.
I think it's going to be. I wish it were this weekend, me. I really do.
Yeah.
You know, because we've still got another 6 days to go, and I'm just really looking. You know, we're all looking forward to it. The buzz is there, isn't it? Everyone's up for it. You know, it's going to be a good night, but it's also going to be nervy for everyone because you know we haven't experienced this in a long time. So you know, it's just about getting to York, then, isn't it? And
it's going to be getting tickets for York. It's going to be a bloody nightmare, isn't it?
It's going to be a mass scramble, isn't it? I'm going to get the day off work, me, but I'm going to go down. I'm not missing out, Matt. Not a chance.
I know. Yeah, might do camp out overnight.
Yeah, absolutely. But
it's just nice. Like I went down to the club shop yesterday to pick up my ticket and get in. And I ended up in a queue, and I actually enjoyed it being in the queue. I enjoyed it because it was such a nice experience to be queuing up for playoff tickets, chatting to people in the queue, and it was exciting. You know what I mean? It was good to be in that situation after all this time. So even when you're enjoying being in queues, you know that things are on the up, don't you?
Of course you do, and you do, and absolutely, it's just something to look forward to. But like I've been saying for the last year or so, Matt, you know, it is a bare minimum of being in the playoffs, but we have to believe that Mickey Mellon will do it. He's got so much pedigree in the playoffs and getting promoted. He has, and I know it's boring. The football's not great, but he knows how to do it, and we're desperate to get something out. We're desperate to get out of this league. It's a hellhole down here. I hate it, but and he is the man to do it. I am confident of that. I am confident. I really, really am. I am.
It is what it is now. It's the playoffs, and it's down to attitude, and because it's all about the teams. The individuals have to show up as a team and as an individual for 90 minutes or even 120 minutes and penalties. It's all down to the mindset and getting the players prepared. And last night was interesting at the fans forum. I will play some audio from it and on the podcast on Monday. We did a bit of recording while we were there, but you know, Mellon was again adamant that like he doesn't want his players pumping the ball forward. That's not his instruction. He wants them to play football. He wants them to get it wide. He wants them to get balls in the box. He wants them to, you know, play football and not play it long. So presumably, you know, he's trying to set his team up to play. Look, and I know fans and people will be shaking their heads now, but I'm just telling you know what he said. But the organisation and the attention to detail that we put into it now is really important for these two games, and hopefully he can get them playing fast, dynamic, attacking football.
Attacking football.
Yeah.
I think we will. You've got to go out all attack now. These are playoffs at the end of the day. There's no sitting back. It's go full throttle. Every game that we're playing in the playoffs, go for it. You got nothing. I know it. You say you got nothing to lose. You lose, you're out. I know that, but we have to. Soon as the minute first minute on Wednesday, go out like a greyhound. Out, go, get that goal quick. We need to go. We need to start off well, Matt.
Well, we need to get. I mean, the crowd will be up for it, like from the beginning. The atmosphere is going to be good, but what the team need to do with the intensity is keep the crowd going. Do you know what I mean? And I think it's different when it's a one-off game, though. When it's when it's just another league game.
Yeah,
and it's different. But when everything is riding on that, and I think it's different for the players as well. And let's look back at this season in the cup. All right, we were in the FA Trophy. No one really give a shit about that. But in the FA Cup this season, we did well. In the cup competitions, cup games against better opposition. So that gives me hope that come this kind of cup tie type of end to the season that we'll be in with a chance. I think we do need big characters. If Manny's back, having him in the team will make everyone feel a lot more at ease.
Yeah. We have missed him, haven't we? He was my player of the season until he got injured and missed the last 3 to 3.5 weeks of the months of the season. Sorry, so he's been really a big miss, and I'm glad to see him back. Actually, I really am, and especially Leek, Norwood. We're getting all our injured players back. So obviously, not every player is going to play, are they? We get that. Not all the them players we mentioned, they're not all going to be starting. I get that. I gather they'll be playing some minutes. Especially Monty. I think Monty will start on Wednesday, mate.
Yeah.
We need him. We really do need him.
I think if he's gonna, I know we can't be looking too far ahead, but if he's going to play at York, I think he's going to have to play against Halifax.
If he's going
to play at Wembley, he's going to have to get the minutes in his legs, innit? You know what I mean?
Of course he is.
So if he's fit, I think he'll start, and he's certainly worth taking a chance on just to get him going again, get the game time in his legs, and get him moving. Because Ogle's back as well, so that's good. And that was the back three, wasn't it? Obviously we've not got Caprice, which is a shame, but we had Ogle, Raglan, and Month as the back three, and it was very good. So what would you do about that? What would you do about that wing back situation then if you've got those three? How would you play it? Ogle,
yeah,
and would you play Hobson then as well?
Hobson, Manny, Raglan, Kitchen and Ogle on either side.
Yeah,
that's what I'll probably do. Yeah,
I think so. I think I'd agree with that, to be honest with you, because I don't think Jez in that position he's not a wing back.
No. Very well defend that Ogle and thing. You can defend as well as get forward, can't they? So it's just going to be a special night, Matt. I just hopefully the players don't let us down.
Well, it's down to them,
because the fans. At the end of the day, the fans will play their part next week. For the minute go, the fans will play their part. Just don't want us to let us down.
Yeah,
and I think they know that, don't they?
I think they do, yeah. And I think that there has been a good atmosphere at Boundary Park this season, despite some pretty dreadful performances at times. I don't feel like it's been really negative. I don't feel like people have been getting on people's backs at Boundary Park. I think the attitude has been good, because ultimately, I think we are in the playoffs now, and that's what we need. And I think going into York as well, like if we can beat Halifax and get to York, having an away following like that up at York will be really good. I think kind of works in our favour, because York aren't going to make the same kind of atmosphere that we at their place that we will against Halifax. And we'll be the noisy ones at York, and I think that'll work in our favour as well. So it's just about us just giving everything. I think this is what it's all about now. Everyone's got to give everything. And I'm sure they will in the build-up, the management team, all the players training hard, working hard, and then cross that line 90 minutes when we turn up on Wednesday, getting our war face on, getting in there, get to the pub a bit early, have a few looseners, get in there, make a racket, get on the Halifax team's back, get on the refs' back.
Just make it hostile. Yeah, make it hostile for them. But Matt, you just remind me then what you said to Dane earlier with Barnet and York not playing for like nearly, is it nearly 3 weeks? Is it nearly 2 weeks? Over
Yeah,
2 weeks? Two and a half
yes,
weeks, something
yeah,
like that. So
yeah,
it's a
yeah.
long time, Matt. It's a long
It
time.
is.
You
Yeah,
know, so that might actually go in our favour. You know, because
yeah,
we've got a game before then, we've played, we're fresh, we're ready. You
yeah,
know, they've had nearly 2.5 weeks to prepare for it, and
yeah.
you
I
know,
think I think that what maybe is what has let some of the teams who didn't make it down in the
yeah,
past. You know, when they finished second or third, and they've just lost that bit of momentum from not playing. So it's look, it's not completely random. It's the team that prepares the best and the team that works the hardest and finds the consistency. Maybe gets a bit of luck. Is the team from the six that are going into it that's going to get promoted. And if a team deserved a bit of luck under these circumstances, then it would be us. Or if a
without a doubt,
club and a fan base deserved a bit of luck, it would be us. But whether we'll get it or not remains to be seen. But it's like they say, big man, you earn your own luck, and
that's it.
the players working hard and chasing things down and not giving up is. I mean, so we've had some cracking football this week on the telly. I don't know if you saw the Barcelona and Inter Milan game.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
But again, all right, there's some serious quality on there, but like their attitude, never giving up. Barcelona scoring 3 goals and getting into the lead, and then just the energy that Milan had, just never stopped chasing
yeah.
and working, and that's what it's all about. Like you just have to keep going right up until the death. So it's exciting, and the place will just go bananas, won't it?
Oh,
If we win in that final whistle goes, it will be bananas.
it will, and we just think after if we do beat Halifax, you think we have one more game for getting to Wembley, and I think it'll play on all the Olden's minds just to go to York and just get that win. But hey, listen, I'm not thinking of York at the minute. People are even asking us if we're doing a bus to York. No, we're not yet.
Yeah, yeah,
No, I'm not even thinking about it.
yeah,
It's one game at a time. It's Halifax
yeah.
potentially. I'm not looking at York yet. I'm trying not to look at them. I know.
Are you happy that it's York over Forest Green?
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely. I don't like going because we don't want to wear 2 butchers outfit in a month, do we?
no, no, true. But 2 trips to Yorkshire, it's worked out nice for us, hasn't it? It's
Yeah,
fairly close by. They added spice of a Lancashire Yorkshire game, and the added satisfaction of beating 2 Yorkshire teams to get to Wembley if that's what happens. And then, like I said before, it doesn't really matter if we play in the final. If we get there, then we're there. And
we're there. That's it.
I mean, just seeing Oldham Athletic at the new Wembley finally.
It would be great, wouldn't it? It's just something I've always dreamed of.
Yeah.
My team. I've even give up Wembley trips with any England or anything. I just don't even think about it. I want to experience the first time at Wembley with my team coming out.
That same here, mate. I've been exactly the same. I've not ventured into Wembley. I've not been to a gig there. I've not done anything.
No,
And I'm desperate to, like it was when I was 12 and I went to Old Wembley for the League Cup final and walked up them steps and looked out onto the pitch and the colours and our fans being there. It was magic, and I just want to do the same again for the first time at New Wembley, and hopefully buck the trend, 3rd time lucky, come away with victory and promotion under our belt. So
I hope so.
it's
I really
exciting.
hope. I really hope.
The question here that was Luke put on, I left it there because I wanted to mention it to you, was players for next season. I don't know if you've got anyone specific in mind, but I know you keep quite up to date with what's what in and around the divisions. But if not particular players, what do you think we need in the squad, regardless of what division we're going to next season?
We need another 2 centre forwards for me. 2 better than Fondop. Not calling Fondop. He's had a good season. He's done well, but we need 2 better strikers than him.
And would you offer him a new contract for next season, Fondop?
Yes, I would, and use him as a. Again, it's all thinking what league we're in, Matt. If we're in this National League, yeah, I would keep him. If he was in the Football League, probably still would keep him, but he'd be a bench player and an impact player for me, or a starter every now and again. We need 2 better centre forwards, Matt. I'm not calling. I like Fondop, but we need better strikers than him.
We need more. So not just that. I mean, we think we've got Fondop. He's not the only striker we've got. We've got Joe Garner, but I can't see him getting another contract.
No.
He's not going to get another contract. We've got Nuttall's on his way out. Reed's on his way out. Willoughby's on his way out. So that's five forwards who are not going to be getting contracts. So that leaves us with Harrott, Waters, and Fondop.
Yeah.
So, Fondop's out of contract. Harrott and Waters are in contract, but assuming that, I mean, I'd give Fondop another contract, so I think he's earned one this season for sure.
Yeah, he's absolutely earned one. But
it still leaves us light, doesn't it? And when you say two, you're talking like two proper goal machines, because that's what we need.
Yeah, we do.
Two 15, 20 at least guaranteed 30 goals between them type of strikers is what we need.
But if we do keep Fondop and he does keep carrying on scoring goals, improving, because he proved me wrong this season. End of last season, I would have said no, see you later. But he's had another year and he's been one of the standout players, and he scored all these goals. So I like being proved wrong, but we do need another centre. And I think I'd probably look at a new keeper as well, Matt.
Over both of them, I quite like the new lad. What's he? Donaghy? I can never remember. It's Donaghy.
It's not ours. Is he only here till end of season?
No, we signed him, didn't we? I'm pretty sure we signed him on a.
Thought we only signed him till end of season. I might be wrong.
Yeah, I think we did. I think we did. Yeah, but I think it was but we could sign him again. I'm not sure.
I think Hudson will be on way out. They could go and sign for someone else.
I'm not sure what his contract situation is, but Andy will reveal all this when we do the squad pod. We're doing the squad pod after we know which division we're playing in.
That's it. That's the only problem. That's the problem, innit, Matt? We could attract a certain player, but he could have a player in mind now, or you're speaking to him, and they might say, "Well, I'll sign for you, but he's got to be in the Football League."
Yeah, exactly. So it's
up in the air. So
it is up in the air, but let's just hope that it stays up in the air for another month or so.
I was speaking to Brad last week, and we were saying if we were to get to the final on the 1st of June, and let's say we lost, hopefully we bloody don't. But if we do, you've only got 8 weeks then till the season. Because it's early August.
Yeah. Wow.
So it's if you were to lose there, you think, well, you've only got another month, and they're back in training again.
Yeah.
So it's quite a quick turnaround, Matt.
Well, he said like that. They were talking about the fans forum. The recruitment's never stops, or the scouting, the looking. So I'm sure that there's things going on in the background and players that they're trying to negotiate with and have conversations with. And I mean, someone asked last night if Mickey knew which players he was going to keep and which he was going to let go, and obviously he was very diplomatic and he didn't actually say yes or no or who they were or anything like that. But we all know that those conversations will be going now, and they probably have been going on for quite a long time.
I get questions like that, Matt, and fair enough. But if you're asking a direct question to your manager saying you're going to keep him, he's not going to turn around and go, "No, I'm releasing him now."
No, yeah.
It's just questions like that. We can't answer them yet. We know Willoughby, Nuttall. They're not. We know they're not going to be here next season. But you're not going to fans forum and say, "Well, yeah, we're not signing them. We're not keeping them anymore. That's it." It's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. I was the fans forum, Eddie. Was it good? Yeah,
it was all right. Yeah, it was okay. I mean, yeah, like I said, I was. It's nice to hear from Luke as obviously one of the owners of the club, and his enthusiasm and passion for what he's doing. Darren was there, Mickey was there, Tom Conlon was there, Dom from the Supporters Foundation, and like I said, I was impressed. It's nice to hear from players in these situations. It's nice to hear them when they speak quite openly. And I thought that Tom Conlon spoke quite openly, and he got a couple of rounds of applause, and I think that kind of links to Fondop as well. In that we need our players, we need players that we look up to, and it's not all in the National League. It's not all about them being the best footballers in the country, because they're not going to be. It's about us respecting them as men and as humans, and the effort they put in and the leadership they show and the attitude that they have, as well as their ability as footballers. Because if you can play at this level, you have ability. It's and especially if you're trying to get up into League Two and beyond. So it's about building a squad of players that that we admire and people that we admire, and that's why I like Fondop and what he does as that connection between the fans and the players, and sort of helps bind the whole sort of club together and the whole team together. It's like that with Frank as well. He's that kind of character that transcends. He's not just the owner that you never see. He's in the stand, and it's all this coming together, which is really, really important for us to. I think it's as important for us to get over disappointment and defeat and rebuild. And I feel like that's what's happening now, and hopefully we won't experience it this season. Hopefully we'll do it at the first attempt in the playoffs. But it's this relationship between the fans, the players, and the club, and building that slowly and slowly over each season. Like Luke said last night, it's slowly. I know we had that. Was it Abdallah who said slowly?
Yes.
Yeah, that was.
Don't be saying anything about it. But no, like you said, we're fond of at the end of the season, end of the game. Sorry, you look at it, and I wait till the end to see him if we win, because to do his thing that he does at the end, because he cares, doesn't he, Fondot? He cares. He generally does care. I'm not saying the 11 players on the pitch don't, Matt. I'm not saying they don't, but especially with Fondop, he is Mr. Oldham, and it must hurt. And I can guarantee you, if we get beat on a Saturday or a Tuesday, he goes home and he is sulking, and he is depressed that we have got beat. Well, I'm not saying that the other players are not like that, but certainly it's home like a fan, won't it?
The thing is, man, they're all different characters, aren't they? And Fondop's a much more demonstrative kind of person. He wears his hat on his sleeve and he shows it, and some of the others are different characters, different temperaments and stuff like that. But I've noticed Tom Conlon as well has started to become a lot more kind of like kind of like giving it and connecting in that way, and I think it's brilliant. And that's why it's important that players stay and managers stay and build up that connection. And I know it doesn't always work out, but we've had this turnover, haven't we, of players for years and years and years now, where hardly any stick and hardly any. You get favorite kids get their favorite player on the back of the shirt, and he's gone the next season, and they don't stick around to become folk heroes, become cult heroes at the club. And we desperate. Did you see that interview with the Gateshead captain?
Yes, I did. Yes, it's a bit thingy, isn't it? That Greg Ollie.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't want to get into all the issues there. But what struck me about that interview was he'd been at the club for 7 years, and he was clearly really emotional. But especially when at the end, he got to the end of what he was saying, he was really emotional at what was going on at the club. The fact that he was out of contract, things were up in the air. There's seemingly a lot of mismanagement has gone on at the club, and he was emotional because he's been there 7 years. He's invested 7 years of his life. He said he's put himself on the line there. He's done his knee ligaments and he's broke his leg. He's physically, mentally put himself on the line for that football club. He's local lad, and that's what it means, and that's you need people.
You need players like that, don't you?
Yeah, to become part of the fabric of the club, and so I'm hoping that a good number of the players that we've got on the books now, some of our favourites, the likes of Manny and Regan and Conlon and Fondop, stick around, and Caprice and players like that, and we build a successful team around them. So. Yeah,
no, I agree. Like you said about that with that Gateshead, because you keep players like that, and he's been there for 7 years, and all. He's been through the mill, and you do, and it probably hurts players like that. You know what I mean? And especially with Fondop, as you just said, then it's gonna be hard if we do go out, because it's kind of like, well, we're out now, and where do we go from here? But you need them characters to step up, then, don't you? Especially Collins, he's won a few promotions, and I think he won one with Vale, didn't he?
He did, yeah. No, it'll be heartbreaking if in those moments, like if the final whistle goes and we lose it against either Halifax, York, or at Wembley. But like you said, it's only 8-9 weeks till the start of the new season, so you dust yourself off and we go again, don't we?
Well, again, I would be disappointed. I'd be very disappointed if we lost to Halifax. Yeah, I'd be very, very disappointed. I'd be like, well, that's not good enough. If we would beat Halifax, which I think we will, and we go to York and we play out a very decent game and it's end to end and we lose, let's say we're losing a penalty shootout, you can walk away and go, well, that's football. It happens.
Yeah.
You can take it on the chin and try and regroup and try and build on it.
Yeah.
But,
And it will make us stronger. I'm convinced that if we don't go up this season, we'll do the business next season.
because, you know, not only that, if we do get beat, you want that hurt should say, right, well, next season we won't be hurting again.
Exactly.
Go and get the league one. You know what I mean? So, because Chesterfield lost in the playoff a couple of years back, didn't they?
Yeah.
And they lost and they were gutted. And then I can't remember who the manager was. It might be Cook. I don't know if it was him, but
it happened to all of them. Bin man, it happened to Wrexham, to Notts County, to Chesterfield, to Barnet.
Barnet,
they've all bounced back off the back of this disappointment. So it's not the end of the world if we don't go up. It's fuel for the fire at the end of the day. So,
of course, it depends who the manager is, though, Matt. Because I think if we don't go up, I think he could well be gone.
Well, we'll have to see. I mean, nobody asked anyone that question last night at the fans forum. A bit awkward if someone was to ask that, but
we'll soon find out.
And it would be the wrong time to ask a question like that. We're in it. We're in it together now. We've got the playoffs. We've just got to all turn up and the park will be packed. And I'd love to see that section in the George Hill stand full as well. You know,
that at the bottom.
Yeah, at the bottom there, and just have the whole of our three sides absolutely rammed.
It'd be good, wouldn't it?
It will be good. Yeah.
I'm just really buzzing for it.
We need to move on to Ibby.
No problem, Matt. I'll catch up with you.
Thanks for calling in, Ben, man. Take care, mate.
Mate.
See you on Wednesday.
See you Wednesday, mate. Bye-bye, mate.
Right, Ibby, thanks for holding on, mate. How are you doing?
Evening, Matt. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Are you?
I'm okay. Is Dave on his holidays again?
No, he's having a bubble bath. He needs to relax. He's just having a nice relaxed evening and spending a bit of time with his boy as well. So he's been busy, so he just needed the night off. It's just fine. I can handle the good ship phone in, no problem. Are you excited, Ibby?
Of course I am. Everybody is, and the whole town is. I really hope we do beat Halifax. I think we will beat them. But the main question is, can we take York City? I really hope we do and get into that final. And I fancy Rochdale in that final against us.
Ooh, that'll be a nervy one, though.
It'd
be nice to beat them in the final. It'd be bloody awful to lose against them in the final.
Yeah, I think it's going to be our year. Some luck will change. I think luck will change somewhere down the line. We just want to get out of this league because I'm fed up playing these teams. We get some shit referees at times. So it's best if we come out of this league and get back into League 2 and move on from there, and let's see what the future holds. But it's all down to Mickey Mellon now, whether he changes the team or messes about or anything. I hope he doesn't. And I've got full faith against the squad that they will win on Wednesday and take it from there, Matt.
I do as well. And I think that he's going to be, I think at this stage now, I think at this point, he has been using experience as much as he can, but I think he will. I think Jorgen Nathan will keep his place because I think his energy and his movement is really, really important. But I think he's going to rely on that experience as much as he can. I'm not sure about Hammond didn't play against Ebbsfleet. I'm not sure if he'll still feature, but I think I like his energy. Obviously, he played at York when we got the point up there. So I think he's probably got a good idea now about who he's going to play. I'd like to think so anyway. I'd be, he said last night at the fans forum he's pretty much got, or going into the players still, but pretty much have a full complement of players. Players are coming back from injury. So he should know out of all that now and all the games and all the different personnel and formations that he's played, what his best team is. So I'm expecting to see, depending on who's ready for a full 90, pretty much the best team he's got available out on Wednesday. And it can't be a team that is going to be sitting back. It has to be a team that goes to win the game, like Big Man said early on from the start. We've got to press them. We've got to be full of energy. Halifax aren't a good team, so get them rattled early on, and it shouldn't be too much of a big deal. But we've still got that thing where we've not been able to create and convert enough chances, so we need that to change really. But playoffs are usually tight, aren't they?
Yeah, it is not nail biting playoffs, but I think we've got it. We've got it in us to go all the way along to the final and get out of this league. Seriously, Mickey Mellon has done it, seen it. I've said a lot of things to him this season. I won't be saying nothing to him now because it's like a fresh start. The playoffs. Let's see whether we win it, and then if we don't win it, then it's down to the board whether they continue him as the manager. But I believe we have got the experience to go all the way and just finish the season on high and get out of this league. And I was very happy with Joe Gardner's performance on Monday night. He's a quality player. People are saying he might not get a new deal, but I know Mickey Mellon rates that guy highly. I think we might see him doing a bit of coaching next season as a player, and I'll be happy for that because he's one of my favourite players, followed his career. And the other question is, you said who should we sign next season? If we go up next season, the first signing I would love to see is Jordan Rhodes.
Right. Yeah. Where's he at now?
He's a free agent now because Blackpool let him go. Whether it can happen is for another story because nobody knows whether we will get out of this league, but I'm positive we will get out of this league, and I think we will win the playoffs, and it's our year, Matt, honestly, because we've been through a disappointing and struggling season. It has been since January, but it's picked up. I'm happy we've made the playoffs, and I think we will get out of this league, Matt. Seriously, I think it's our year. It has to be because we've gone through a lot, Matt. It's our time to get out of this league, and we need the fans to support the team on Wednesday night and make it loud as possible and see what happens, because I won't be there because I'm on holiday, Matt. So I'm stuck over here where I am at the moment.
Well, I think wherever you are, you might be able to hear at Boundary Park from there, because I think it's going to be on Wednesday. I think it's going to be the best atmosphere we've had there for a long, long time. I think going into the ground, when waiting for the players to come down, when the players come out, I think it's going to be electric. I think there's going to be a huge amount of anticipation in the air, loads of positivity, and I think it's going to be great. And I'm hoping that it transcends onto the pitch really quickly, and we get a couple of first half goals and settle the nerves. And it's a fairly straightforward encounter. Probably won't go like that, but that's the ideal scenario, isn't it? And I think that there is a lot of belief amongst the fans, and I think the board and the manager and the players are confident. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, I really hope we do it because the Rodwell family, I would love them to get a promotion. They've done a lot for this football club and we can't ignore it. And I really hope we do it for them, look, because they saved this club. Just remember what we went through under Abdullah. We're lucky to have a football club and we're grateful for these guys. And I really hope everybody plays their part next Wednesday. And thank you very much for having me on the show, Matt.
Thanks for calling, Ibby.
Yeah, bye-bye.
All right, take care, mate. See ya. Yeah, so there we go. Fittingly, Ibby is our final caller for this evening. So a big do at Boundary Park on Wednesday night. Another big do is I've got my Oasis cover band, Oasis, and we're playing at Billington's on Friday the 11th of July, which is when the Live 25 tour for Oasis kicks off. But if you don't have a ticket for that on the Friday, come along to Billington's. We've got DJ Chris Gallagher, no relation to the Gallagher brothers, I don't believe. It's going to be a cracking night. So if you want to just scan that barcode there, it's the QR code for tickets. please do. Otherwise, it's £10 on the door, £7.50 advance. Billington's on Friday, the 11th of July. It's going to be a good night. So I thought I'd use this opportunity to plug it. Why not? And yeah, that's it, really. Hopefully, we will be, well, we'll be back next Thursday, which will be the night after the playoff game. So hopefully we'll be talking about going here to York after beating Halifax. Either that or we'll all just be crying on the phone in and using it as group therapy. So let's see which one it is. But thanks for watching. Thanks for the 3 callers for calling in. And I've just had a quick look. I saw United were losing 1-0, so hopefully they'll let a couple more in. And let me just here we go. Yeah, okay. So thanks for getting in touch. Thanks for watching. Come on, Latics. I'll see you. Well, we are doing a podcast this week, so there'll be a podcast out on Monday, and we'll see you for the phone in after the Halifax game next Thursday. All right. Thanks a lot. Take care, everyone.
Hey Dave, did you know that listeners can now buy us a coffee or any other kind of hot beverage?
Ooh.
What's your favourite hot beverage, Dave?
A macchiato.
And how do you like your macchiato?
Black with lots of milk. Oh.
No cream?
No.
Well, if you want to buy Dave a
macchiato,
then go to buymeacoffee.com/weareoldham. I'll just have a Nescafe.
Ooh. Thank you, listeners.